What is the biggest risk to your job? In today's video, we're going to outline just that. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Could it be the biggest risk, government? Could it be that corporations might want to lay you off? Or is it artificial intelligence, robots, and automation? Well, some are saying that it's happening at a pace we can't even believe. Let's get into that right here today. Now, of course, a strong economy would bring in more jobs. Businesses would want to hire. Having access to capital is important for these businesses, and all of that needs to be running smoothly on top of good, sound fundamentals coming from the top down so that everybody along the chain feels confident. But sometimes we get a disruption, and what we're experiencing right now is something very big. You see, with the advent of artificial intelligence and robotics, we've moved not just a step, but we've kind of leaped from one planet to another. And while we're at the infancy of that, the gains that have already been made just over the past 12 months have been spectacular. And what we can be concerned about right here is things that Sam Altman have said. Sam Altman is the head of OpenAI. And what did he have to say? Well, quite frankly, that even he was surprised at the development, and that he said this, the fact that this might be the last hard thing I ever have to do. And that line alone just kind of made my mind go wild thinking about it. This might be the last hard thing that I ever have to do. And so this gets us into the circumstance where what's going to happen here? Are we really that far ahead? Because when I, go online, I use the chat GPT and, it doesn't seem so interesting, but that's like the little front part of what we get to experience as individuals. The good stuff is being held back. So we know that it's a lot better than what we get. They're not going to give the average person access to the whole thing. It needs to be sort of dumbed down and given to us. So just imagine, that's like the small percentage of the real good things. Now, look at this. The businesses that rescued America from inflation, recession, and lost jobs. From oil drillers to chip makers, businesses responded to soaring prices by boosting supply, which cooled inflation without a recession or high unemployment. The article out of the Wall Street Journal basically gets into the fact that things are doing well, things are doing great, the economy is soaring, unemployment is low, inflation is coming down, central banks are fantastic. You could believe that, you could not believe that, whatever, okay? All we need to know right now is, do businesses actively try to hire more people, or what are they doing with their cash? What are they doing with their access to capital? Well, overwhelmingly, and this is not just based on what we've seen so far, it's based on the conference calls, it's based on what they've been saying internally, okay? And that information is brought up through other things. We get that through the Bank of America surveys and so on. What they are talking about is replacing human resources with artificial intelligence, with robots, with anything they can. And why would you do that? Okay, well, let's be clear, okay? Some things, it'll take a while, not going to be done for a while, there's no question about that. Some of that stuff, though, we can actually have a much better experience, much faster, more reliable, increasing productivity by eliminating the human interface that exists. If I can simply automate a system. Did you ever watch the movie Office Space? Okay, if you ever watched that movie, there's one character where he says, I'm a people person. Do you remember that guy? What they asked him what he did. And he said, well, I take this paper and I give it to them. And he said, well, do you physically go and take the paper? No, my secretary does. My assistant does that. So he says, what is it that you do? He says, I'm a people person. Well, the point is, if that paper could have got from there to there without even the assistant, without even that guy doing it, just completely automatically, one thing triggers another thing, and it just happens automatically, well, then we've automated it. We've systemized it. And doing so allows us to increase our efficiency. That's how my business is built. And of course, you probably do similar things as well. But that needs to be taken to the next level. And there's new programs, new software, new developments have been happening to really leapfrog on all of that. Like for instance, on my Twitter, on X, my YouTube video gets posted and automatically it gets posted to Twitter. That's an automation. I don't need to physically go out and make that happen. It's all done automatically. So think about that, extrapolate that in all the different businesses where things are happening mechanically. That's gone. Those days are gone. So there's all these little points, or suddenly we don't need people doing that stuff. As paperwork goes away, we have simple ways to automate. That's a lot of jobs, back office jobs. These things, customer service, simple things. That's it, okay? I just want to make that clear. And it's not a rant. I need to open with that. Looking at your job may disappear altogether, or IMF chief on AI's impact, basically saying that you'll have enhanced productivity gains due to AI. That's right, you will. There's no question that you will. Instead of, having to do a whole spreadsheet, you could probably, click one button and that spreadsheet would fill in. But suddenly the boss realizes that, hey, wait a minute, if all these guys are using that AI thing, well, we probably don't need all of them anymore. See? Which jobs have a future? Check this out. By the way, this is from our friends at the World Economic Forum. Jobs with the largest employment gains, and then the fastest growing jobs. So fastest growing jobs are AI and machine learning specialists. Beyond that is sustainability specialists, business intelligence analysts, information security analysts. So you could see where that lies, right? And robotics engineers and so on. Very interesting stuff. All right. So looking at that, you have to start to think about, well, is my career the right one? Is my business the right one? Is there a development taking place today in its infancy, which, who knows, 3 years, 5 years down the road? Is that going to be now competition? Because it's hard to compete with something that can work 24/7. Hard to compete with something that can compute well beyond anything we could even imagine today. So imagine 3, 4, 5 years down the road. Robots are looking better to Detroit as labor costs rise. Expensive new union contracts spark more interest in assembly line automation for vehicles, but risks exist. There's no question about that. Look at the examples of all of the automation that's taking place at fast food restaurants. You go and you punch in your order on the little screen, or you order it in your phone app. You no longer need to talk to the person at the front. All right, now we got Flippy the burgers, it's doing the fries, Chippy the robot, Flippy 2 actually is new. So there's all these different robots that are going to be the things that we interface with and the things that we got to deal with. Entirely 100% fast food restaurants will probably, 100% automated fast food restaurants will probably be coming out in the relatively near future. There's some that are kind of like that, but seems to be more and more common. To ease the housing crunch, theme parks are becoming home builders. So we have one problem somewhere, but they can pivot, they can react, all right? If people are not coming to the parks, hey, let's invest, we have capital, let's put it here. And so the business could become very strong, it could become very attractive if they know what they're doing. You see? And that's what they really need to be doing. There's no question about that. So I just wanted to highlight that as well. But it's not all like down. It's like, is the business or is the individual doing the right things? They're saying, hey, AI is coming, robots are coming, and I'm going to be a cashier. Probably not the best industry to be going into, right? Shop apocalypse. You make customers feel like criminals. Shoppers fume as Morrisons unleash RoboCop cameras in supermarket aisles. The robots are coming. They're coming everywhere. I think this is a little bit silly, this one here. But the point is, it's coming. All right? And then are you at risk of losing your home insurance? Just want to show you that we're basically overall, we're getting less and less and less. We're becoming less valuable overall. We can't get insurance. Our car insurance is going up. The price of everything is rising. Our property taxes are going up. And we're being, these competitors, these AI, these robots are looking more attractive to the corporations. So we're getting real short on time for one way, shape, or form. We're going to get squeezed. So keep that in mind and watch what you're doing. This is very important, extremely important to not just let this slide, okay? We need to take action. The first thing you got to do is get your financial education. And guess what? I created a free, 100% free course for everybody to get the basics down. You, your family, your friends. This is called Compass. Over 1,000 people have been through Compass. And when you go through this 20 minutes, super short videos, you can recommend this to your friends. You can recommend this to other people because it doesn't link to my YouTube. It doesn't link to anywhere. It's all financial education, all real basic, simple stuff. And then you don't have to worry like, I don't know if they're not talking about the Federal Reserve, are they? I don't talk about the Fed. I don't talk about any of the deep stuff. It's all the real simple, easy stuff. So you get a good base of knowledge. And then from there, you can develop where you want to go from that. This is like the basics, and I really think everybody should go through it. Only 1,000 people have been, and guess what? There's no paywall. There's no email address required. You just go in, you learn the stuff. 20 minutes later, you got the basics down. You got the foundation down. That is at the link in the description, themoneygps.com. It's right there, and I hope you will check that out. If you appreciate that information, hit that thumbs up button. When you do that, you are helping me, but also notifying the algorithm that this is some good stuff. And don't forget, very important, tomorrow's video, I got some real interesting stuff. You want to definitely check it out. So I'll see you then. Take care.